Bo Nix is probably the biggest reason why they win that game. Over the course of 4 quarters, you can pick them apart. Over the course of 4 quarters, you might not fear him. But when the chips are in the middle of the table, this is a guy who plays at a very high level. And in a way, this feels...
Bo Nix has lived through the highest peaks of athletic glory and the deepest, most punishing valleys of public scrutiny, crafting a professional journey that feels less like a traditional sports career and more like an epic cinematic saga defined by resilience and redemption. We are often told from a young age to believe in our dreams, to hold on to them with everything we have. But what happens when that very dream begins to mutate into a terrifying and suffocating nightmare? This is the definitive story of a quarterback who, from the moment he stepped onto the grand stage of the National Football League, left every observer in a state of absolute shock and admiration. It is a story of personal overcoming and pure, unadulterated grit, where the most essential element of his character is an unwavering, ironclad will to achieve victory, regardless of the obstacles placed in his path. Bo Chapman Nix entered this world on the 25th of February in the year 2000, born in the city of Arkadelphia, located within the state of Arkansas. From the very beginning, he was surrounded by the echoes of football greatness, being the son of Patrick Nix and Krista Nix. His biological brother, Caleb Nix, shared this athletic lineage, and the family was anchored by the influence of Bo's grandfather, the legendary and highly respected high school football coach Conrad Nix, while his mother, Krista, has always maintained a very low-profile life, choosing to stay far away from the intense glare of the public spotlight. She has remained the foundational rock for her children, offering silent but powerful support in every single one of their various activities and high-stakes pursuits.
The heritage of the quarterback position runs deep in the Nix bloodline, as Bo's father, Patrick Nix, was a highly distinguished and standout quarterback in his own right, leading the offense at Auburn University during the years spanning from 1992 until 1995. Even now, decades later, Patrick's personal record for the most completed passes in a single game for Auburn remains untouched, standing as a testament to his skill. Following his playing days, Patrick transitioned into a successful career as a coach, serving at various universities before eventually taking the reins at Pinson Valley High School. Bo's younger brother, Caleb Nix, also felt the pull of the gridiron, though he chose to forge his own path on the defensive side of the ball, currently serving as a safety for the team at Jacksonville State University. Bo Nix essentially grew up immersed in the world of American football, with the sport serving as the backdrop to his entire childhood. His father would often play with him in the backyard of their home for hours on end, and as a young boy, Bo would spend his weekends watching the games of the teams his father coached, standing right there on the sidelines and absorbing every nuance of the game. Since he was a small child, the ultimate singular dream of Bo Nix was to one day play for Auburn University, the same school where his father had become a legend. In numerous interviews over the years, his parents have shared that during those formative years, Bo did not even focus on the possibility of reaching the NFL. His entire heart was set on wearing the orange and blue of Auburn.
His journey truly began to take shape during his time at Pinson Valley High School in the state of Alabama, where he played under the watchful and demanding eye of his father. In this environment, Bo received absolutely no special treatment or privileges. In fact, the situation was quite the opposite, as he was often pushed significantly harder than his teammates to ensure he earned every bit of success he achieved. This intense period of preparation proved to be invaluable. During this time, a unique and life-changing event occurred when Bo brought a close friend from high school, Tez Johnson, home for a visit. Tez ended up staying longer and longer, eventually become such a part of the family that the Nix family officially adopted him as their own son. By the time Bo finished his high school career, he was one of the highest-rated recruits in the entire nation, holding a 5-star ranking and receiving dozens of scholarship offers from the most prestigious programs in the country. However, there was never any doubt about his destination. He chose the college of his dreams, Auburn University, eager to write his own chapter in the school's history.
In 2019, almost immediately after stepping onto campus, Bo Nix defied the odds by earning the starting quarterback position as a true freshman. The pressure was immense, and his very first collegiate game was a nationally televised showdown against a formidable University of Oregon team led by the experienced and highly touted future superstar Justin Herbert. At the start of the game, the gravity of the moment seemed to weigh heavily on the young quarterback, leading to 2 costly interceptions. However, Nix displayed a level of maturity and composure far beyond his years, remaining calm under intense pressure and eventually leading a dramatic last-second comeback. He sealed the victory with a touchdown pass with only 9 seconds remaining on the clock, instantly becoming a hero to the Auburn faithful. This momentum carried through the next 5 games, resulting in 5 consecutive victories. He eventually faced off against the juggernaut that was Joe Burrow and LSU, and although he faced defeat there, he finished the regular season with a legendary performance against Auburn's greatest rival, the University of Alabama, then led by Mac Jones. In an explosive and high-octane encounter, Bo Nix led the Tigers to a thrilling 48-45 victory, a performance that helped him earn the title of SEC Freshman of the Year. The Tigers finished that season with a record of 9 wins and 4 losses, though they were ultimately defeated by the Minnesota Golden Gophers in the Outback Bowl by a score of 31-24.
However, the promising start soon faced the harsh reality of college football. The 2020 season was clouded by the global COVID-19 pandemic, leading to a fragmented schedule and empty stadiums. During this time, Bo experienced a period of significant on-field instability. Despite throwing 12 touchdowns, his 7 interceptions and inconsistent play led to mounting frustration among the Auburn supporters. The fans, who had once cheered his every move, began to mock him with cruel nicknames like Bo Pick or Bo Pick 6. The season ended on a low note with a crushing 35-19 loss to the Northwestern Wildcats in the Citrus Bowl. By the 2021 season, the atmosphere had become toxic. Boos echoed through the stadium after nearly every play, and even though Bo was giving his absolute best, it felt as though the bridge had been burned. It was then that Bo made the most agonizing decision of his life, to leave the university he had loved since childhood and enter the transfer portal. He moved across the country to the West Coast to join the Oregon Ducks, seeking a fresh start and a way to reclaim his identity as a player.
This transition proved to be the turning point of his entire life. With the immense weight of expectation finally lifted, Bo Nix transformed into an elite force in 2022. He was joined in Eugene by his adopted brother, Tez Johnson, who served as a dynamic wide receiver for the Ducks. This year was one of total and complete redemption. Both threw for a staggering 29 touchdowns with only 7 interceptions, while also adding 15 rushing touchdowns to his tally. Suddenly, the critics were silenced, and the football world was forced to apologize for doubting his talent. The season culminated in a Holiday Bowl victory against a North Carolina team led by Drake May, where the Ducks won a nail-biter 28-27. Returning for his 5th and final year of eligibility in 2023, Bo Nix reached a level of statistical perfection rarely seen in the sport. He passed for an incredible 45 touchdowns with a microscopic 3 interceptions, while adding another 6 scores on the ground. He led the Ducks to the Pac-12 championship game, where he faced his primary rival for the Heisman Trophy, Michael Penix Jr. of the Washington Huskies. Although Washington won that specific battle 34-31, Bo Nix's season was recognized globally. He finished 3rd in the Heisman Trophy voting, behind Penix and the winner, Jaden Daniels, but he was honored with the Campbell Trophy, the academic Heisman, presented to him by none other than the legendary Peyton Manning.
The 2024 NFL Draft was heralded as one of the most talent-rich quarterback classes in modern history, and the tension was palpable as Bo Nix waited with his family to hear his name called. As the night unfolded, the draft moved quickly. Caleb Williams went first to the Chicago Bears, Jaden Daniels went second to the Washington Commanders, and Drake May went third to the New England Patriots. When the Atlanta Falcons shocked the world by taking Michael Penix Jr. at 8th, and the Minnesota Vikings moved up for J.J. McCarthy at 10th, the anxiety in the Nix household reached a fever pitch. Finally, the phone rang. It was the Denver Broncos, a franchise seeking a new leader to restore them to their former glory. Bo Nix was officially headed to Denver as the 12th overall pick. This transition to professional life brought significant changes to his personal world as well. Upon signing his rookie contract, Bo guaranteed himself $18.61 million over 4 years. His personal life had already found its anchor years prior at Auburn, where he had fallen in love with a cheerleader named Izzy. Their relationship was as intense and committed as his playing style. After just 1 year of dating, Bo proposed to her at center field in Jordan-Hare Stadium. The couple married on July 2, 2022, in a lavish Alabama ceremony that featured a surprise fireworks display.
Despite his newfound wealth, Bo remains grounded in many ways, still driving the same Toyota SUV hybrid he used during his college days. However, he did make one major investment, purchasing a $4 million mansion in Denver, located just 15 minutes from the Broncos training facility. In October 2025, the couple shared the joyous news that they were expecting their first child, adding father to Bo's growing list of titles. Beyond the field, Bo has always looked up to icons like LeBron James, a figure he was finally able to meet in person during a Los Angeles Lakers game. In another heartwarming twist of fate, his adopted brother Tez Johnson also made it to the professional ranks, being drafted in the 7th round by the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. When the 2024 NFL season began, the Denver Broncos made the bold decision to name Bo Nix their starting quarterback for Week 1. He was the first rookie to start for the franchise since the iconic John Elway in 1983. The transition was not without its growing pains. Early interceptions led to a resurgence of the Bo Pick memes on social media, but Nix refused to let the noise distract him. He displayed the same grit that had defined his transfer to Oregon, finishing his rookie season with 29 passing touchdowns, 12 interceptions, and 4 rushing touchdowns. His leadership propelled the Broncos to a 10-7 record and a coveted spot in the playoffs. While their postseason journey ended abruptly with a 31-7 loss to the Buffalo Bills, Bo Nix had proven he belonged, being ranked as the 64th best player in the entire league for the following season. As of March 2026, the story of Bo Nix continues to reach new heights. He has already recorded 23 passing touchdowns and 9 interceptions this season, along with 4 rushing scores. The Denver Broncos currently stand at a dominant 12-2 record, having already outlasted the Kansas City Chiefs in the divisional race. With the playoffs on the horizon, the conversation has shifted from whether Bo Nix can survive the NFL to whether he will become the next legendary figure in Denver history, following in the footsteps of greats like Peyton Manning. The expectations are higher than they have ever been, but for a man who has already turned a nightmare into a dream once before, the future in Denver looks brighter than anyone could have ever imagined.